ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeff Barnett.
All right. So good morning, everybody. How about the Tivoli Youth Guard? Were they amazing? Was that great? Let's give it up one more time. Those guys were awesome. What a great kid. That program's been around since like 1844. So really an amazing program, great kids. So super excited to be with all of you here at XChange 2017 in Copenhagen, which is a great city I love. And you know, knowing we were going to be doing this, I was speaking to somebody I trust, one of my Danish friends, actually Lars Gronkier, who actually runs the Nordic region for us here for the Commerce Cloud, has for many years. And I said, you know, Lars, give me some advice. What should I do? And he said, well, Jeff, you're going to be in, of course, the first thing you need to know is you're in Viking country, all right? You're in Viking country, and you need to channel your inner Viking. And I didn't really know where to go with that. And he said, listen, you know, we talk a lot about retail trailblazers and so forth. Well, in a way, the Vikings were kind of the original trailblazers. You know, they, of course, were among the first, perhaps the first, to sail across the seas to America, you know, whole systems of commerce and so forth. And, you know, I have to admit I was sort of skeptical, I guess, a little bit. That wasn't the image I had of Vikings and so forth, but I ran with it. And he said, so to help you find your inner Viking, I've got something for you to help you to do that. And he gave me this here. And it wasn't like the Viking helmets I remember seeing. Like, it's made of different material. So I don't know. I mean, Viking technology has changed a little bit, Lars, I guess. I don't know. So, you know, yeah, put it on. Okay, all right. Here we go. My inner Viking. Okay, I think my career is now officially over. All right. In all seriousness, so really excited. I mean, I can't believe it's been a year since we were all together in Berlin, and a lot has happened in that year. Of course, the big news being we are now the Salesforce Commerce Cloud, which is awesome. And as a result, we have a bunch to talk to you about, to share with you in terms of our strategies and where we're going, and the value we think that unlocks for all of you as our customers and our partners in the community. So before I get to that, though, I want to do the most important thing, which is to say thank you, right? And thank you to all of you. This has been an amazing journey. From the very beginning of Demandware, now the Commerce Cloud, you as our customers and partners have been so important to us in our success, and the amazing things you've done on the platform and inspiring us and working with us has made all the difference. I want to thank you. Thank you for being here with us again this year. Customers and partners, you guys are amazing. So thank you so much. And give yourselves a big hand, in fact, please. So, welcome home. We are here at XChange again as trailblazers, planning, scheming, thinking about what we're going to do next to transform commerce in our businesses. And you know, after the Salesforce acquisition was announced, we just hit the 1-year anniversary. I think it was June 1st last year that we announced it to the world. One of our longtime customers called me and he said, listen, Jeff, this is great, you know, very exciting. I can see all the business value of bringing Salesforce together with Demandware. I can see that's really great. He said, just one thing I want to ask from you, and that is make sure you keep XChange. He said, you know, XChange is amazing. In fact, he used the word family reunion. He said, it's like a family reunion, you know, and he said, there's nothing else like this in retail. It's a place where I can go and I can meet peers in retail from around the world, share ideas and best practices. I can't go anywhere to do that, not NRF or whatever. It's not the same. So make sure you keep that. So, well, here we are. So what do you guys think? You agree with that? You like XChange? You pumped? Should we keep it going? Should we build it? All right, awesome. So we're going to do that. So we have a big part of this community in terms of in addition to the customers is, of course, the partners. And I want to just take a moment and recognize and thank, actually, our partner platinum sponsor, Accenture, who's sponsoring this whole event. So thank you and to the Accenture folks, as well as to all our gold partners. And I want to pass on congratulations to our partner award winners at the XChange event in Las Vegas for the US here a few weeks ago. We actually unveiled and gave out these awards for delivery, sales, technology, and global innovation. So congratulations and thank you to your partners. You provide such a vital and important part of the ecosystem in helping to deliver success to our customers in the field. So thank you, and please give a hand to the award winners. Thank you. So we have a lot to cover here, a very exciting agenda over the next couple of days, very intense. It'll start this morning, of course, with myself. We also are really lucky to have with us the Chief Product Officer and President of Salesforce, Alex Dayon, who's going to talk to you a lot about where Salesforce is going and the broader strategy and how Commerce Cloud fits into that. We also have Miguel Milano, who is the President of EMEA, and you'll get the EMEA perspective from Salesforce as well from Miguel. And then this afternoon, we're going to move and we're going to pivot, and it's going to be all about product. And so we're going to have all the product leadership here, Rohit Goyal, Rama Ramakrishnan, Nancy Darish, Amy Crute. We'll take you deep on the product strategy, talk about what we've done since we've all been together last year, where we're going, and how we're thinking about the broader strategy in the long term. Of course, tons and tons of breakout sessions along the way, so I think you're going to learn a lot and enjoy that this afternoon. And then, to cap the afternoon, we've got the ultimate trailblazer, one that moves with lightning speed, of course, Formula One champion, Nico Rosberg, the German-Finnish Formula One champion. So he'll be with us right here, I believe, with our own Tom Griffin, doing a little sharing his wisdom and insight, so that should be a lot of fun. And then, if it couldn't get better, we're going to have tonight the Trailblazer party. Of course, we have great parties here at Exchange. This is going to be no exception. It'll be at Dawkin. We're going to have the Lady Killers there. It'll be great music, food, drinking, festivities, networking. It'll be a great time. So look forward to seeing all of you there for that. Now, moving on to day 2, Wednesday, we're going to expand the frame a little bit, and we're going to start to talk about now how the Commerce Cloud fits into the broader Salesforce Intelligent Customer Success Platform. And now how we're going to bring those different clouds together to help you to transform your customer relationships and move your businesses forward. So I think you'll look forward to that. It's really the unlocking the exciting value that comes out of the union with us and Salesforce. And then in the afternoon, always a very popular event, we'll have our Retail Pacesetter Awards. These were given out as well in Las Vegas here a few weeks ago. Our different partner winners, we'll talk through those, and we're lucky enough to have our People's Choice winner, Birkenstock, here to present their story for all of you. So we'll do that in the afternoon. You'll definitely want to see that session. So a lot of good stuff and a lot of fun, a lot of breakouts and sessions in between, a lot of networking opportunities. Now, what I want to do, given that we are advancing our slide here. Yes, there we go. So now that we're part of Salesforce, I think many of you are new to Salesforce, I want to just take a moment and step back and introduce Salesforce to you in a little bit more detail. And so I think many of you know, starting in 1999, Salesforce is really the pioneer for what we call SaaS, or cloud, and bringing that, enterprise computing into this cloud model, and whole new way of thinking about how you deliver mission-critical enterprise applications. And have been the leader really ever since. And that focused around the customer, this new business model, a subscription model, where as a customer you pay for what you use effectively. Very revolutionary. And it's hard to imagine now because it's so obvious. But at the time, there were a lot of skeptics. Of course, the big software companies didn't believe and weren't jumping into it. And even Mark Benioff's investors were encouraging him to think about having multiple delivery options, if you will. But Salesforce has been always all in cloud. And centered around the customer success. And so the amazing things you've done as customers and partners on this platform has created something really amazing. It's fueled the great success of Salesforce. Last year was a big milestone for us. We became one of the 5th largest software companies in the world, crossing the $8.4 billion threshold. But the amazing thing is growing at 27%. A company of that size and scale growing at 27%, that is unheard of at this level of scale in enterprise software. You're talking about low single digit, if any, growth. So this is really phenomenal. So we, as a community, are pioneering. We're part of something pretty special and really paving the way for how enterprise applications are delivered in the enterprise. Now, as a result of this, and the success and the growth we're all having, there's been the emergence of this thing that's being called in the press the Salesforce economy. Now, and according to IDC, the Salesforce economy, just here in Europe, will generate about $59 billion of GDP impact here, about 170,000 jobs here in Europe, about 1.9 million jobs globally, which is pretty amazing. I mean, it's one thing, we're all here building value within our businesses, we're growing and creating jobs, but what we're doing here is something bigger than that. We're actually lifting our entire economies. And this is time of tremendous change and disruption. Be able to create jobs, equip people with new skills, and put that to work to grow our businesses is really remarkable. To support all that, Salesforce is making a bunch of investments, and there's a couple things I want to announce to you. The first being the SI Trailblazer Fund, $50 million we put into that. And that's really targeted on systems integrators and developing that ecosystem of integrators that can support our customers in the field and growing them and helping them to expand their businesses to support us. And then also a $100 million platform fund, which is targeted to technology partners and the ability for innovative companies to get going, to build on top of the Salesforce platform and help you to deliver more value to your customers and to bring your, and to catapult your businesses forward. So a lot of interesting things going on here. Now, the other thing that's really important here is Trailhead. And just by show of hands, how many of you are familiar with Trailhead? Yeah, so maybe a third, maybe less of you. So not many. So Trailhead is Salesforce's learning platform. So this is where you go to learn about our products and how to use them and put them to work. It's where you learn best practice and different skills that you need. It's done in this super kind of fun, collaborative way. There are trails on different topics. You earn badges, you gain skills. And so we're now not only delivering this great platform, but also a learning platform that allows you with the technology to put that together with an understanding of best practice and skills to be successful. And to give you a sense of the power of this, I want to tell you a story, really an amazing story about an amazing woman, and that being Cheryl Feldman here. And Cheryl was a cosmetologist, or a hairstylist, and made her living that way for many years until, unfortunately, she had an accident and tore her rotator cuff and found herself in a situation where she could no longer make her living in her chosen profession. So here's a woman in a really tough spot, a difficult economy and so forth. And through friends, she learns about Salesforce and about Trailhead in particular. And you go to trailhead.com. And she goes there and she starts to take trails on her own, gain some skills. That ultimately leads to her getting a job as a Salesforce administrator. And then building on that, she actually takes further trails, more skills, gets a promotion. She's now a vice president at Allianz, that great financial services firm globally, and really thriving. And it just gives you, that's one example of sort of the power of this. When we're talking about outsourcing and robotics and other things, in the disruption of jobs in this really fast-paced technological world, a very cool opportunity here now to couple our technology and business capabilities with a learning model that allows people to continually to upgrade their skills, tune their skills, to be able to stay at the forefront of the economy. So really an amazing story. And so we are all Trailblazers. It's available to everybody. This is free of charge. It's out there. If you haven't checked it out, please do. I think you'll really be impressed. We're going to continue to invest very, very heavily in that. I think that's really an important part of getting the value out there. Now, there are, of course, so many Trailblazers in this room here with us today, and you guys are all doing an amazing thing in your businesses. But as amazing as it is, we need more Trailblazers, right? We're growing our businesses, we're expanding, and this is the path to getting those. So I've spoken a bit about the success of Salesforce and the platform, what we do, but this is really the most important thing. And the technologies will come and go, and different products, people will change, but this is what endures forever, and it's our values. And there are 4 of them. They've been there since the beginning of Salesforce, and I just want to take you through them here briefly. And the first and most fundamental important value is trust. And that really extends to every aspect of trust, from the security, the scalability, and reliability of our platforms. The security of the data, very topical right now in retail, of course, right? In the internet and the connected world, that data be secure and protected. This is also just about how we deal with one another, the transparency with which we share information, how we deal with ourselves commercially, partners, customers, in Salesforce. So that's fundamental. The second one is about growth, and in particular, your growth as customers. Because we know that if you grow and you're successful on the platform, in the end, we grow. And with that growth comes more value and the ability to invest more and to grow more and to create more innovation and more value. So fundamentally important to us. To support all that is innovation. And not innovation for innovation's sake, but innovation, we're all running in the same platform environment here. Innovation targeted to help you support your growth initiatives and what you're doing. That's why events such as this Exchange event are so critical, where we get your feedback, we understand what's important to you, and we can get those things in the products, you can put them to use and to grow your businesses. And then finally, very importantly, is equality. And at this really crazy time in the world and so many things going on everywhere, including in my country, equality is really critical, and Salesforce has a huge passion about that every person is created equal, and this extends to equal rights, equal pay, education, great education for all, and a clean, sustainable environment. And when it comes to equal pay, Salesforce has invested actually $3 million the last 2 years in a row around making pay adjustments to drive more equality. And Mark Benioff has called to other CEOs and businesses around the world to do the same, to follow us in kind. So being a real leader there. And when it comes to the environment, we're also very passionate about a sustainable environment. And we know that often the parts of the world that are the most challenged economically, in fact, have the biggest problems with environmental sustainability. So how are we going to invest in that? And that's a big passion for us. And on that note, actually, we passed a big milestone here just last month. We achieved our carbon neutral status as a company and as a cloud. So you're all now running on a carbon neutral cloud, a green cloud. So is that cool? Feels good, doesn't it? That's awesome. Not just about building business value, but making the world a better place. So this concept of philanthropy is really important. And I know there's so much of it going on with all of you in your personal lives, in your businesses. You know, those who joined us at Dreamforce last year will have heard the story from Lush, where they spoke about their charity pots and all the work they do there around giving back. At the Exchange event in Las Vegas, we had Kids Rock there, which is really an amazing youth program in the inner cities. Did great things. And Hot Topic, one of our customers, supports that. And at Salesforce, it's centered around this 1-1-1 model, where from the beginning of the company, 1% of our equity, 1% of our product, and 1% of our time as employees is devoted to giving back. And by virtue of all the success we've had as a community and the growth we've had, that's really created some amazing things. Some 2 million volunteer hours, and that number growing sharply. More than $160 million in grants given out to various philanthropic initiatives. And more than 31,000 nonprofits and educational institutions are now running on Salesforce technology. So this is really cool stuff. Another 1,800 companies already or more have joined us in this 1-1-1 pledge and doing cool stuff. So this is, as Mark Benioff likes to say, the business of business is improving the state of the world. And we're all having a lot of fun in our careers, we're growing our businesses and doing exciting things, but also making the world a better place at the same time, and giving back is really fundamental.